Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. It's October 18th and I'm heading back into that blind that I moved into this field 3 days ago when the farmer pulled out of there with the combine the day that he picked it. This is one of the spots where we really expect to see, or we really hope to see, this buck that we're calling Lefty. It's right about in the middle of what we believe to be his range right now. It's a little bit warm today. It's probably low 70s, which ideally would be 20 degrees cooler than this. But we've seen some pretty decent borderline daylight buck activity here during the past week, and it's been fairly warm. So I don't know if the deer are adapting to it, but it's not enough to scare me away. I'm definitely going to go back and give it a try.
Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Hoyt Archery, Fuse Accessories, Realtree, Muddy Outdoors, Cabela's, Rocket Broadheads, Scott Archery, Frigid Forage, Trophy Rock, Easton Arrows, RTP Outdoors, Non-Typical Wildlife Solutions, Ozonics, Wilderness Athlete, Grizzly Coolers, Redneck Hunting Blinds, and Nikon.
We were both wrong. What is it? 38. Really? Yep. So anything that's walking on this side is going to be about 35. Got about 35 minutes left here, and not a single deer has come out yet. There's no reason why they shouldn't. I mean, the conditions are nice. It is just a tad warm, but we've seen deer move on days like this. So I'm just going to keep waiting and watching out the window. I don't know if you noticed, but we forgot to bring our furniture in our blind here, so I'm sitting on the floor. And if you would have checked in 5 minutes ago, you'd have found me sleeping on the floor. So it's kind of nice when there's no furniture. There's lots of room to lay down in here. But probably better stay awake now, because we're getting down to that moment in the day, or that period of the day, when something good might happen. We were just talking about how much time we had left, and we figured we had about 10 minutes left. And we hadn't seen a single deer on this field. We saw two does across on the other side. And Zach looked out and said, "There's a deer." And I looked out and said, "Well, that's him." I mean, it was Lefty. And, you know, fortunately I've got lighted side pins on the fuse sight, and I turned it on quick and I drew back, and he's, you know, it's 38 yards across the field. And he was on this side of the edge. So I put the 30-yard pin and squeezed it off and thump, and he ran along that edge, but he was falling when I last saw him go past the end of the field. So, like I said, I mean, I didn't have time to even get nervous. It was literally just a few seconds, and there was the shot. But now it's starting to catch up with me. I'm shaking a little bit now, but we'll calm down a few minutes here and rest and make sure that, you know, we get our composure before heading over there, because I don't want to just go running over there right now. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he was going down when he went out of sight there. So that was pretty exciting. Like I said, hopefully we got him. I mean, I'm itching to go over there and look, but I'm pretty sure he was going down. So we'll give it a few minutes and then we'll go take a look. Look at that thing. You can see where he broke that one tine off. If he'd have broken off much more, I'm thinking I probably wouldn't have shot him, but just a cool old deer. He's a buck that we got a lot of history with, and like I said, I mean, that's where a bunch of the satisfaction comes from. You're not always going to kill, I mean, obviously this is a beautiful, nice, high-scoring, mature buck. Well, he's not high-scoring, but he's a beautiful, mature buck. You're not always going to kill bucks with big antlers, but you know, if you kind of keep track of the deer that you're hunting with trail cameras and filming the way that we do, you can get a lot of history on the deer. And that way, you make it more of a personal quest when you go after them. And when you finally get him, there's a lot more satisfaction involved. So he's a cool buck. Couldn't be happier. He was the #1 target going into this season. Here we are on the 18th of October, and he's already dead. So a lot of things kind of fell in place for us today to make this happen. Well, I got Lefty back out today, cleaned him up so you can get a little bit better look at him. I want to talk real quick about the history that we've had with this buck over the past 3 seasons now. If you go all the way back to 2013, we think he was a 2-year-old at that point. So that would make him 5 years old now. You know, he showed a lot of potential then, but obviously it wasn't a deer that we were targeting or anything like that. It was just a deer that we noticed. Then the next season, I was hunting out of a redneck blind about just a few hundred yards from here pretty consistently. So that would have been in 2014 when I was trying to kill this buck that we had nicknamed Lucky. Well, this buck was living there too. And he was starting to show some pretty good character. His left side was, you know, taking some